here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, bang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, bang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy. Very good. Very good. And how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey? Good boy, good boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very, very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, dang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper looking. Hello everybody, welcome to the show. Here we are once more, just before Christmas. Almost Christmas Eve here in Sydney. How are you all doing? I hope you're well. I hope you're all shopped out and you've got everything ready for the break. I am well, Leslie. Thank you very much. Welcome on in. Marky Mark's in the house. B Bumstead, how's it doing, buddy boy? Good to see you. We've got the bracing on this guy here. I just gave a bit of a wash, get some gum off there from the tape. I'm going to flute those little braces and clean up some of the glue marks with the chisel. Get that guy aside. And I'm going to show you some new wood. The second half of my order came in and there's some really interesting stuff that you'll see. Nifty in the house. What's going on, mate? Good to see you. Hope you have having a good break. So this guy here, Tasmanian Blackwood, back for this commission. We've got the braces on there. We've got to shape those now and get them to a decent state. Queensland maple braces, Tasmanian and a spine, Tasmanian Blackwood back and sides, and a bunya pine top. And that's turned out really, really good. Now I've got that guy cleaned up nicely, and that's that mother of pearl and rosewood on that bunya pine. I'll give you a closer look at that. I'm going to show you some new woods. So let's get on to that. Staying cool in Brizzy. Excellent. Good to see you. Good to hear. So let's put this guy away quickly just for a sec and show you some new wood. Spend some time looking at some new. Who wants to see new wood? Said no man ever. This is starting to bow a little bit. I don't like that. Okay, I need to get that down and flattened out because it's starting to bow a little bit. Probably the humidity's gotten to it. That's okay. We'll sort that out when we put bracing on it. Okay, I'm going to clamp that down right there. I'm just going to put some clamps on this guy here just to keep it flat against this brace. It's bowing up a little bit because of the humidity. I need to get braces on this quick smart. Let me grab some, put the dress side down, get this guy dress side in, and we'll just quickly clamp this up and just keep it neat and tidy on the flat base there. Pop some clamps on here. We'll work on that guy later. I'll just leave that aside. Let's have a look at some new woods. Why don't we? Why don't we? He said. Let's have a look at some new woods. Okay, what have we got? We've got a mixture of acoustics and electric cats. You're going to love this. rank Australian rosewood back and sides. Australian rosewood back and sides. Let's have a look at that. Australian rosewood. Beautiful. Nice big feature knot there. So that's Aussie rosewood there. I'll flick that over so you guys can see what it's going to look like. Okay, and that's going to be on an acoustic. We've also got the sides, matching sides. So that's an Aussie rosewood back and side. That should turn out pretty good. Pretty good. Wanted to make a rosewood body. The cap's going to be bunya pine at this stage. I haven't decided to do otherwise, but we're going to experiment anyway and see what we come up with. Next body is also an acoustic. It's camphor laurel, back and sides. Very, very beautiful grain and not too overstated. Very, very understated, but you know it's pretty cool. Let's put this up like that. So that's the back. There we go. And matching sides have got a bit of colour on them as well. So that's back and sides. Yes, absolutely. Oiled and polished. It should look good. This guy's going to look something else. I really love the colour of this, especially when you add. It's got a lot of flame through here too. When I add some spirits to it, you'll see that colour pop. I'll just get a little rag and I'll wipe that down. Give you a little look at that. A bit of colour. Grab a fresh one. Rightio. Okay, so this guy here should look pretty good. Let me get some colour on this guy. You can see the flame just pop down here. So that's flamed all the way up that side. And that's not much darker than what it is without it. It's pretty light, but it is beautiful. So once that's oiled up, that'll turn out very, very nice. It does look awesome. Yes, it's a good grain. It's a nice colour combination. And not too overstated, but pretty enough to make a beautiful, beautiful showpiece acoustic. So that's the acoustics on the charts. Let's grab our electric caps and show you those guys. First one's an interesting one. I've never used this on an electric cap, but it is very interesting colour-wise and flame-wise. It's called mango wood. It's actually mango from the fruit tree. I believe, and this one is a large flamed. You can see the tannins, the gold. It even looks like the colour of mango through there. That yellow is actually natural colour by the looks of things. Let me wipe that down and have a look at what that's going to look like when it's. And that's going to go on an electric cap. Yeah, the markings are phenomenal. When this is oiled up, I'm going to go a gloss on this one. I think it's going to be super, super nice, just like the telly was that I made my goddaughter. That came up really good with layers of poly. I'll give you a look at the figure on that. Okay, we're not mucking around. We've got serious, serious flame in that. That's going to look magnifique, I think. So that's going to be something else. And it's got that yellowy golden colour through it already. And that'll amber up nicely with some poly. It's got a nice straight band through there and a lot of flame on the sides and up on the horn here. Even the sides here, there's a lot of flame. I want to keep these top areas. They'd make a beautiful headstock veneer, these parts here. So I'm going to save as much of this as I can, just because of the markings. The flame is quite heavy. It's fantastic. Whee! Karen Day, what is going on? We're looking at new wood. Nothing like looking at new wood, Karen. This one's mango, just like the sorbet, or the ice cream, or the cake. How you going? Looks stratty to me. It does look stratty indeed. It would be a PRSy stratty, horned beastie, and it would come up pretty good. The markings are sensational. That's mango wood. And now we've got, what have we got? I think it's flamed silky oak. And it's something else. This one's really, really outstanding. There you have it. Really, really psychedelic, this one. Yeah, that's really, really something else. Dark, mysterious, looks like a spider through there. Looks like Spider-Man's logo on his chest, if you like. There's an ad coming up in 50 seconds, guys, just letting you know. Little warning. Let's grab and put some colour on that. This should darken up really, really dramatically, I think. It's a lovely red colour, but I think it's going to darken up really, really cherry red, ambery red, really dark, chocolatey, blood red. You can see the difference there. Just brings up that colour. And those marks look absolutely black, like they've been painted on. They look like they've been painted on. That's an interesting piece. I got that because I thought it's really, really unique. Someone will like that, especially when that's cut out. Even with a little light burst around the edge, a dark burst, it might turn out something else. Yes, pretty. You using that word again. Karen Day, thank you very much for the resub. That's 30 months, young lady. Hope you're well. How's your floor going, Kaz? How's your floor going? Have you finished with your floors? Are you back on level pegging? Are you back on the ground? Mav. What's going on? Thank you for the 20 bits. You are a good boy. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Okay. Now, that's the new pieces of wood. For those that haven't seen them, there they are. That's the flamed she oak, actually. It's not lace wood, it's she oak. This one is mango wood. This is a camphor laurel acoustic. Back and sides. Camphor laurel acoustic. That's really dramatic too. Beautiful back. That's going to make a stunning, nice. Painted. Floor has been laid as well as burn baseboard. Now I am paint washing a new storage cabinet dresser. Good girl. Well done. And of course, one of the old favourites, Australian rosewood, just to make it a little bit of a traditional back. Very amber, very golden brown. That'll come up nice. Actually, I'll put some colour on that and see what that looks like, because we don't know. I'm not quite sure how that's going to look. Let me just double check the colour of that. That should come up really nice oil. That should be dark as. Look at that. That is rich. Look at the colour of that. Stunning. That's going to be a beautiful acoustic guitar. Very classic looking, very old school, but beautiful material. And that gorgeous knot in the back there, it's almost like a motif. There's a nice knot in there, and I'm going to leave that because that's gorgeous. Isn't that a lovely colour? And the sides are the same. Matching sides. So they're going to darken those up. They're going to look beautiful, and that's going to be stunning as well. Yes, the rosewood is beautiful, Karen. It's really stunning. Gorgeous colour. Let me change cameras and see what it looks like with a bit of light on it. We've got the bit of light on there. You can see that colour. It's very reddish, very cherry, golden red. There's lots of gold through there as well. It's very, very reminiscent of rosewood. A little bit of mahogany sort of feel to it. But that is beautiful. That's going to be lovely. And you can see the variation in the pinks and the reds. A little bit of streakiness through there. It looks lovely. Okay, I'm going to put these away. We're going to get some work done. That's a spicy redhead. Ha! Spicy redhead. Orby with a resub. Oh my God, I have to show him the new. I have to show Orby now. Everyone drops in and I've got to show Orby. Orby, what's going on? New wood, Orby. Look, rosewood. Acoustic. Rosewood back and sides. Australian rosewood back and sides. Nice big round knotty effect in there. Very, very ribbony for rosewood. It looks very ribbony. It's that Abroiner, that Australian rosewood. We've got this camphor laurel back, acoustic. That's going to be something else. We've got mango wood. Where is the mango wood? So there's that acoustic there. Matching sides as well. And that's getting a nice clear bunya or spruce top. Mango. Heavily flamed mango, just like your favorite sorbet. Mango. Or your favorite schnapps, I might add. You could like that mango liqueur type arrangement. Ha! And of course, flamed she oak. Very, very rare and very, very almost burl. That's Spider-Man's logo, I think. That's really unique. That's going to be a metal guitar. That's going to be horned. It's going to be evil. It's going to be dark. It's going to be very, very ominous and end of times. Ha! It's a beautiful cap. Still got the live edge on it. It's actually quite good. But that's going to be something else when I square those edges up. Now it is brittle because it is almost a burl. Not quite, but it's so brittle that I think I'll have to shellac it just to seal it. Might even use some epoxy, very thin water thin epoxy over that, just to give that a bit of stability because it is very brittle. The edges are very, very delicate there. I'm going to have to take at least a 1/16 of an inch off each side in the middle to just book match that up nicely. So it is unique. It is unique. But that's new wood that's arrived after the order was placed a while ago. This one came in a separate second shipment, but it's part of the same order. Okay, I'm going to pop these down. I'm going to put this away. We're going to get some work done. I'm going to start shaping some stuff. The acoustics we've got here. So far, where are we up to? Okay, well, this is where we're up to. Okay, we've got our top. There's our top. We've got our inlay all done up. Looks reasonably good. You can see the detail. It's quite good. Lots of rosewood and lots of abalone shell. Looks pretty. We've got the back as well, and the back's got the bracing on there, and we're going to shape some of the bracing. There's the back, and that's the inside. That's what it looks like with a bit of oil on it. You can see the color and the flame. And we're going to shape these with our chisel and just get these voiced a little bit. Just get them down 2 inches in, 2 inches in. I start with 2 inches in on each side. We'll give that a tap test and make sure that it feels and sounds nice and tony. Might even measure that with a tuner, but I've got a device where I'm going to measure the actual frequency once I get... I'm toying around with the dynamics of wood, and I'm learning a little bit more about wood and its dynamics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this all in, wire it up to a frequency tester, just test the kind of resonance we're getting through here with the bracing. A little bit experimental on my part because I want to understand what these combinations do, right? We've got very light mahogany-like Queensland maple across here. Now that's good because A, it's light, B, it's structurally pretty sound. A little cypress strip down the middle there. Why cypress? Because it's got a very, very slight bow in there, and that bends really, really well, and it just fits in there nicely. There's a very slight bow, just a little bit of a bow in the back, probably about a 15-foot radius. I tried measuring it, but I didn't have a compass that big. But what we're going to do is we're going to mark this guy out now. I'm going to take our sharp chisel. We're going to mark this guy out. We're going to just wear away those sides and get them nice and thin on the edges, right down to about 16th, and then fade them right down. And we're going to measure that in a couple of inches in. Start there. We can always come back more if you want to take out more. I can also flute the middle, except I don't like fluting the middle. I like it to be solid through the middle in the back because it does give that big structural supporting brace in through the back of it under tension. So same with the big cross supports, the cross members on the top. This guy here is going to have a traditional X brace through here. Okay, so that's going to give us that stability through that center where that big pull is from the bridge. Not to mention all the other heavy neck gluing down to here and pulling up on the top here. We're going to have a nice 1/2 inch brace across there, a very substantial cross brace there. Obviously we're going to have the neck block in here, but we need a big brace through here, then some smaller braces down into here, and then obviously actually we're going to have the big brace across here, and then that cross is going to come all the way down to there, and it's going to close what I call the little Bermuda triangle around this guy here. What I can do is also in that where this cross brace fits, like so, and I'll demonstrate for you. We got that guy going down there, like so. What we can do is just in here put a little triangular piece of Tasmanian blackwood, about 2 inches by 2 inches, but in a triangle shape. Just shape it around there, keep it in about 1/4 inch away from the hole so you don't see it. But what it will do is it'll give that a little bit of stiffness just there where that joins, and just firms that up around the sound hole, which is pretty weak because you've got all this stuff missing. So the bracing will go all the way to the edge of the sound hole, about 1/4 inch from the edge. And then you've got this 2 inch by 2 inch by curvy space in here that we want to put a little triangular tag in there just to brace it up. And of course the bridge is going in here, so we don't have to worry about this area. This is going to get a substantial, 1/8 of an inch block in there where we drill through, and the pins will have something to grab, and it also firms up and gives a bit of thickness through where the bridge is being pulled under tension. So we're going to be okay. Thank you for the resub, Orby. I appreciate you. Earlier on we had Mav dropping in 20 big bits, and Karen Day also, and B. Bumstead also resubscribed. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate the support, and I hope you have you're having a good weekend, and you're going to have an even better Christmas week. New Year coming up as well. Hello guitar. Hello, my name is Tony. Very funny. You could test before carving. Absolutely. I could test before carving if I had it set up. But what I want to do is I've got a brace. I've got to take away those anyway. So I'm gonna do the minimal carve down in here now, 2 inch, and then we could test. In actual fact, I'm going to jump to another guitar once I do that, because I don't want to continue with the bracing. I'm waiting on a new set of little finger planes, the violin planes, to come in. I want to use those to do some shaping on the edges and on the inside of the top as well. So what I'm going to do is mark this guy up, and then we're going to take these edges away and just feather them down to the edge of the board. Just have them overhang slightly, then they get trimmed up when we box it all up. Let me grab a pencil. Here we are. I'll just measure in a couple of inches. It's usually where I start at the 2 inch mark. It should be enough, but sometimes we can come in a little bit more if we need to, take off more. But B. Bumstead, do you voice yours with anything fancy? Do you use a tuner to get it to sort of like a G or a G sharp or an A or something? Do you use any specific theory around your voicings? It'd be interesting to know what everyone does differently, if you know what I mean. Cool beans. Ha! They are cool beans. Beans are often good cool, unless you're having chili beans. You can even have them cool, because they'll be hot enough with the spice. Hot beans and with chili, that's not a good thing. Unless you're from Texas. I think that's all they eat. Okay. I'm going to just feather the edges first. Just want to take them down. It tends to bite a little bit, just a little bit at a time. Take those edges away. But your tin ears are good. Yeah, I'm going to have to get the setup going. I'm going to spend some time in the next few weeks, couple of weeks, just getting... All it is I'm going to use my laptop. Actually, I'm going to use what I'll actually do. And this is a good idea. Let me take a break for a minute and just talk about this because you've stirred something in me, Mark. So what I'm going to do is I've got a mic. I'm going to set it up, plug it into this unit here, and I'm going to create the screen. I'm going to present the screen on the stream so we'll be able to tune it and you can see the results. Somewhere around the 220 hertz or so, or is it kilohertz? I can't remember. It wouldn't be kilohertz. That's too high frequency. 220 hertz, I think. Somewhere around there would be what I've seen, what I've noticed is sort of the sweet spot around getting multiple colors, different varying tonality across, tapping the board. But we'll set it up and it'll be good. Yeah, it should be. It's pretty straightforward because all you're using is a mic, and it's there's nothing fancy there. The mic, there's a little bit of software, and based on the tone, it gives you an indicator of, what. I'm not sure. To tell you the truth, my theory's shocking. I thought most acoustics were tuned to a G or a G sharp. I'm not so sure, but at the end of the day, you're not going to get one note out of a top. What you want is multiple sounds. You want different, you want mids, you want highs, you want bass, you want a bit of everything depending on where you're tapping it. You have that stuff. Yeah, well, I think you can do it. Let's get back to this. My theory's awful, but that's your homework for today, Tom. Go and find out what 220 hertz is. It's probably A or something like that. This is slipping. I wish I had something to hold it in, but I don't. Getting close to the bottom there. A little bit more. Pretty good. Just take chamfer that corner off there. I just take the edge off very lightly, and I'll give it a light sand and round that over. Fibrous on this side. I'm going to take that off. I'll sand that corner down. That's fine. I'll round that over. You won't see anything. I've got to be careful sometimes if it bites because it splits it a little bit. Right down there. bit deeper on this side. Sand that later and smooth that out, but that's nice and round now. It's a lot lower and it's got that slight bow in it, which is really good. It's got a little bow out, which is what I want. It's nice and stiff still, but it does move, which is good. That's really good. Very percussive, which is a good start. Whew. Yeah, it does jump up, and I won't actually, that's the hard part. You've got to get it sort of right and keep that in mind, because once you close the box up, there's not much more you can do. But that's okay. Yeah, my chat's been okay too. Hasn't been jumping backwards and forwards or anything. How are you, Terry? Good to see you. Terry, I've got new wood to show you. No doubt you'll want to see it. No doubt I will show you. Wonderful. 2. You can see the difference there. Show you. Curve right down there. Okay, that's what we need to do. Get them breaking away. Give them a bit of sand as well. I'll clean up some of this glue as well. Like that, very lightly. Clean up those joints as well. Let's do the third one. Get a good bite. There we go. A bit hard here, I've got to dig in and get that to just drop away suddenly. That's it. Nice. Getting that rounded drop away is important. You can sand, but I don't want to sand too much, so try and shape it as well as I can. Good, looking good. Other side. Mod Love, the shout out. Yes, shout him out. Shout him till we're all voiceless. Shout as loud as you can. Shaving little curls off there. Always a nice, satisfying activity. Shaving little curls off the braces. It's a real test. I try to challenge myself. See if I can get one long piece without breaking it all the way down. Third one done, looking good with a bit of sanding that'll square up nicely. That bow in the middle is really, really good. It's not too obvious, but it is there, which is perfect. It's what we want, a little bit of a bow. Most guitars, people don't know that, but they do have a slight bow in the middle there on the back. Not huge, and they look quite flat, but they do have a very, very slight bow. Again, it all depends on your framing up. Some are made perfectly flat, some are bowed. I like to put a little tiny bow, only ever so slightly. Okay, one to go. This guy at the top here. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll sand these down and we'll get on to something else. side to go. Go. Nice. Do the edges. Give that a sand. Right, sandpaper. A little bit of 240. Just want to smooth that over. Ow, splinters. Got me. Rounding those edges nice and smooth. Clean up those glue lines in a minute. Break for a minute, catch up with the chat. What are you guys up to? The Tigers finished strong and the Lions are having their best season in a very long time. Good time to be a Detroit fan. Are they making Fords and Chevys still? Because if they're not, it's no point being a Detroit fan. That's all I know about Detroit. I know about the Detroit Tigers. But I'm a Giants man, so I can't really talk. Cool. What did you screenshot, Terry? What did you screenshot, Terry? Huh. The name of the restaurant Mark went to today. Oh, okay. Okay, one to go. Sorry, not one to go, two to go. This one here. Sharp edge there. Just feel it and see if there's any sharp edges. I just round them over, take them off. I like a little dome all the way around. Little dome all the way around. We're almost finished the telly. The finishing on the telly. I did another coat on the front. It just needs one coat on the back, and then we can put it together next week. I will be doing more streams this week, guys and girls. So maybe not after Christmas, Boxing Day. I want to have a couple of days off. Maybe the day after Boxing Day in a couple of days' time. 3 days' time, maybe. Just look out for the schedule, and I'll update the schedule. Okay. It's looking good. One to go. A bit on the thick side there. There we go. It's better. I love it when it gets thin enough and you can actually snap them right at the edge. They're about 1/16 of an inch high, and that'll sit into the little slot I'm going to make at the binding channel. I should say, not the binding channel, the purfling. Oh, jeez. clean up some of that glue. Now all I can see is a very, very shiny piece of bead of glue. I did wipe up most of it, but what I'll do is I'll just run this edge right across the joint just to take off any little bit. So when I sand this finally and put a nice little label in here, I will cut this out, put a little label there. You're not going to see any messy glue lines. We don't want messy glue lines, do we? Just run that tip, that sharp tip right in the middle there, just in the joint. It just scrapes off the residue like that. Clean. I didn't leave a lot of excess, so there's not much there. Just a little bit of squeeze out when I clamped it up. It's all clean. Bit of glue here. Pretty clean. This one needs a little bit more. Okay, we're done. So that's the initial very, very it's got a little bit more resonance now. I don't know if you can hear that, but when you tap, there's a real trails away. It carries, in other words, it vibrates. It doesn't go bump, bump, it goes boom, boom. The resonance. I mean, they don't use blackwood on acoustics for nothing. It's an excellent, excellent tone wood. It won't let you down, so that's all good. Okay, let's get this other doobie whacker on. I'll get the telly down and we're going to give that one coat on the back and that'll be finished, and we're going to put that together in the next session that we have here, ladies and germs. So get excited, you ferals. I'm just going to take this, clamp this guy up and keep it nice and locked in so that it doesn't bend or move anywhere or lean against something. There's a little bit of support there. Keeping it nice and stiff in a sandwich between the template and the top and the bottom. Obviously the dress sides are on the inside, so we're not going to mark them with anything. No need to worry about clamps marking anything. It's all good in the hood. One more clamp, Terry, just to make her happy, because you can never have enough clamps. If it knocks back, you have a problem. Absolutely, Mav. It's not ideal, put it that way. Let's pop this guy away. And I want to talk to you about a man. I want to talk to you guys about a man who is in his 90s, and he's loved guitar for 75 years, and he always wanted to make one. Anyway, he's struggling away with his, as you are in your 90s, with whatever condition you might have, or nursing home facilities, or wherever you may be in your stage, that stage of your life. And he got together blocks of wood, and he made a checkerboard, and he wants to make a Telecaster. So he's glued all this up himself, and he wanted some help fitting the neck and trimming the edges. So I'm going to do the edges for him, and I'm going to cut the pockets and the route the pickup cavities and the control cavity for him, and then I'm going to send that back. I've got the neck that he's using. He bought a brand new neck. It's already lacquered and finished, and I'm going to use that as the base to make that out. But I want to help him out because the man gave me 5 beautiful, big, thick books about every guitar ever made in the history of guitars, at least a century, at least for the last 100 years. So it's incredibly special. Terry, these pieces you see here are individual blocks. He's made like a chopping board, a meat block sort of thing. And I can tell you, it's a solid piece of, so the back or the body is Oregon, which is Douglas fir. So it's a softwood, right? Douglas fir. It's light. It's going to be a beautiful light guitar. And the top is Tasmanian oak pieces. And he's cut them out into squares and arranged them himself and glued them down. And all I've got to do now is trim this for him neatly, round over the edges, cut the cavities, fit the neck pocket, and send it back to him. He'll do his own wiring. Max Horn, what's going on? Good to see you. Thank you for dropping in. So, great to see you. So that's a special thing I wanted to share with you guys. I'll let you know how that progresses. We might even do a little bit on the stream for you and for him. And I might even save that video and get it on a little chip for him and send it away so he can watch it being made. Yeah, Leslie, it's, these people, he's a veteran. World War II, Vietnam, Korea, I think, all the big ones. Wasn't World War One. I mean, he was only a kid then. He probably could have gone, but I mean, he's only in his, I think he's just in his early 90s now, so he would have been too young. But he would have been 10 or something. But I mean, he was there, and it's my way of saying, well, Dig, if you want to make one, then and you need some help, then why wouldn't I? That's why wouldn't you? Keep it alive, I say. Keep the dream alive. He wanted to make his first guitar, and he's doing that at the age of 90 something. So good luck to him. Okay, you folks, we're going to work on that neck for the acoustic. Now I'm sick of acoustics, so let me just quickly clean up here. I'll quickly wipe this up, because what I want to do next is bring that telly down and show you how far we've got to go, okay? We're almost there. I'll put this chisel away so we don't damage anything. I've got to sharpen that guy. It's amazing how quickly they get blunt, especially with some of the hardwoods. You're chipping away, and next thing you know, you've done half an hour and you need to sharpen them again, but that's okay. I'll just quickly clean up this bench because it's a mess, and I don't want sawdust scratching some of the finer finish. Okay, that's better. Chips. Let's get to the bench and let's bring this guy down. See how we look. Okay, so you remember the edges? Okay, the edges are done now. Look at that. Nice semi-gloss finish. The back needs another coat. It's a little bit matty. I want to match it now with those sides. So I'm going to give it another stop. But the top is pretty much done. And that's That's as good as it gets with hand rubbed oil. That's as good as it gets. Stunning, beautiful. So we're going to put that guy together. Very, 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 very. Oh, Terry, that's amazing. That's awesome. My grandfather was responsible for 7 German planes going down during World War II. Prawn store. He's a bit of a hero. He had a bit of some markings down the side of his machine gun. Awesome. He was a terrible mechanic. Oh, is that why? Fair enough. So that guy there, ladies and gents. Okay. We're going to give that another coat now. It needs another coat. So I'm going to pop this face down on this rag here, just to stop it from getting scratched up. I'm going to just pop that on a little block of wood, just to keep it up off the ground. Give that a little wipe with some spirits, and then we're going to give that a coat. Get that guy finished off. Bada boom. You do like that, don't you, Leslie? It's beautiful. Well, the person that's getting this should be very happy with it. So we'll see how we go. Let me give this a quick wash. Make sure there's no dust or anything on there. Okay. Get a glove on, so to speak. Okay. Grab our oils. I'm really looking forward to getting this guy put together, guys and girls. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Do you comprehend? It should be fan-amazing. Okay. Let's open this, crack this guy open. A little bit of a schwizzle. We like to have a bit of a schwizzle. We like to stir the pot here, don't we, Tom? Lay a nice, even, thickish coat, but I'm rubbing most of it away. I just want it to lay over nice and even, more than anything. That's it. And that'll settle down nicely. A little bit like me in my later years, settling down nicely. Said no one ever. Don't want any runs, I don't want any streaks, I just want nice and even. That looks pretty good. And that's going to sort of settle anyway. Okay, that's about right. Let's have a look at that guy. Okay, so the back's got one more coat on it. That should be okay, because that's now similar to the edges, which have got a nice shine on them. And of course the top is absolutely, hysterically, crazily good. There it is there. I'll hang that up. Let that settle. And we should get the neck on that in the next few days and start wiring. I'll probably wire the body up first and then get that guy going. We've got a lot of guitars to finish. We've got 3 already that are not quite there yet, and they can be if we spend enough time. It's just that I haven't had time lately. So the back is really special. That one's really, really unique. So now, Terry, I'm going to show you the new woods we got because you didn't see them earlier on. So please indulge for a moment with me. You can see a new sander here. This is an interim sander, a little bench sander with a little belt. That's going to help me out until I get the big unit in here. Let me grab those woods. So, Terry, we have a collection of acoustic and electric caps. Are you ready? Are you excited? Here we go. Rosewood. Rosewood back. It's going to get a herringbone seam down the middle, matching binding. It's going to be a real classic, old school acoustic. Matching sides. Okay. Camphor laurel, back and sides. You might like this one. Do you like that one? It's quite dramatic. It's very native, let's say. It's quite natural. Beautiful grain. Very uniform. Light colours. Dark accents. Not too dark. It's going to be special. Lots of flame through there too. Mango. You know how you like strawberries and mango ice cream? Mango wood. This one's heavily flamed. This is a cap for an electric. Those two were acoustics. This is a cap for an electric. Have a look at that. Drama. Drama everywhere. Let me make it a little bit more dramatic for you so you lose your marbles. If this doesn't fill your Christmas stockings, nothing will. Very, very, very heavy. Heavy on the flame. Clear gloss. Really rich colour underneath there. Yes, it's very, very interesting. And last but not least, flamed she oak. Very, very unique. Spider-Man, anyone? Can you see the Spider-Man logo in that? This is scintillating. Ha! This is a very, very dark and ominous. This will have a nice dark burst around it. It'll be severely horny. Really horny, like sharp horns, metal beast. This one's going to be like, it's angry. It looks angry. It looks like a big spider that's about to bite your head off. Zebra. So you go for the zebra. You know zebras can kill you too. I was hoping with the spider thing, but you see a zebra. That's okay. We'll call it the zebra. It's not black and white though. It's a tanned zebra. It's one that's been to Jamaica. The name of the wood, she oak. Sheoak. She oak. Look it up. A cheetah. That's not a bad call, Tom. That's a little bit leopardy, isn't it? It's got a little bit of cheetah in it. Very mottled and very broken up markings. It's very, very interesting. Terry, it's she oak, S-H-E, as in she is a good girl. Oak, O-A-K. I think that's how you spell it. Flame she oak. It's beautiful. It's rare. They do make. It's very hard. This is almost like a burl. It feels. It's really hard. It's like solid, and they make really good fretboards too. There are some fretboards with these markings. I might even see if I can grab one and match it up with the top. That'll be something else. Mario. Nice to see you drop in just when nature called. This one's going to be horny. We're going to cut some massive horns out of this. Not round strat horns, more angry horns. Nothing like angry horns. The back's interesting. It's a little bit lighter and a bit uneven, but obviously the colour match, the book match is really nice on the front because he's got some really even tone across that. So he's really sliced that up and sanded that, dressed that nicely. There are some marks here. It may need a little bit of stability because these thick grain, sap grain things have got a very fine line in the middle of them, and I dare say they could even crack and open up. So what we're going to do, potentially, we could seal this with acrylic, not acrylic, with epoxy before we work with it. So get it together, seal it, cut the shape out, seal it, sand it all back, make sure those pores and these little cracks and openings are at least, supported and reinforced to stop it from chipping away in case it cops a knock, because you don't want a stress fracture, especially if it's going to be glued down to, I'm probably going to go mahogany on the bottom, only because A, it'll blend in nicely, B, it's very stable and we need a stable base. Little problem in the bridge area. Yeah, this guy here's a little bit of a problem, but look, it's pretty solid. There's no openings there. It's quite sealed up. There's a couple of ridges there I can feel, but that could be from tooling. There are some tool marks here, but look, we're going to glue that up. We're going to square those edges up. We're going to get this glued, and like I said, if anything, we'll epoxy this area here and reinforce the bridge area. Having said that, it is going to sit down on a piece of mahogany, so we should be able to, get a nice stable base in there. We'll see how we go. Peter Parker, that's the one, Spider-Man. I was thinking that it's the Spider-Man guitar. Anyway, that's the new woods that I wanted to show Terry, because I never want Terry to miss out on seeing anything new. And yeah, so that's that. Now, what are we going to do? Well, in the next couple, so tomorrow's, what is tomorrow? Christmas Eve. So I'm having family over here. I always cook on Christmas Eve. I always do my barbecue thing. We have family come over. Just reel the back of that guitar body you may have expressed a liking for. Who are you talking to? That one up there. So that's the guy we're going to bring down. So tomorrow I've got Christmas Eve dinner at my place. Then Christmas Day we're doing the rounds. My kids are coming in the morning, my girls. My Gio's coming up tomorrow evening, just after dinner. He's flying up, and then he's got to go back Christmas night, I think, or the day after. He doesn't stay long. He's in pre-season, so he's got to go back and train with the squad, with the team. But that should be good. I see the girls for Christmas breakfast, and then I go and visit some other friends and family and my brother. So I'm going to have a good couple of days, and I hope you guys get into the spirit and at least hang out, eat well, and catch up with some friends or family, whatever you've got, whoever you've got. And if you haven't got anyone, that's no reason not to get out there and share an eggnog with someone. I know Mario will be drinking. I'm kidding. So, and then I'll be back probably in about 3 days' time. So thank you very much. Have a great holiday, guys and girls, whether you celebrate Christmas or not, or Hanukkah, or whatever else you want to call the season. Enjoy it. Be safe. Remember the reason for the season. Peace and love to everyone. And here's to a happy new year. But I'll see you in a few days. Check out the stream schedule, okay? And we'll be back as soon as you know it. After Boxing Day, I should do another stream. But we'll let that guy cure for a little bit, and then we'll be back then. Thanks a lot, guys. Merry Christmas. And we'll see you in a couple of days. Have a good one. See you later.